there, awesome friends. Today we're going to try something new and I hope to inspire you. So let's get started. I had already done this tutorial and when I reviewed it, I seem to have lost the last 5 minutes. It switched off, so I have to start from scratch. And obviously I can't redo things I've done before, so we're going to make a new card today. But I'm going to teach you about how to do this dimension, these dimensional dots, which are really cute. And there you can see another. So let's get started. I've already prepped a card using 2 little die cuts. I'm sorry, I just want to refocus this a little bit. 2 little fish die cuts, and I've used some bling. And this is the things that you can get at your craft store. Nothing fancy that I have used. Doesn't matter what color they are. And here we go. For this tutorial with dimension, I am going to be utilizing my 70 micron metal tape. I've crumpled this and it's much harder to flatten. So I'm using a card on the back of the tape to flatten the creases. I need to just mention that I don't often crumple 70 micron tape, but I felt like doing it today. Okay, so you can see the lovely creases that we have, and I think it'll add some nice interest. Okay, so because I don't want to waste my 70 micron tape, I'm roughly going to cut a piece of tape a little bit bigger than my ATC. So there we go. And see, I want maybe a little more creases over there and a little bit more creases over there. Just flatten it again. Okay. And then remove the backing. And once again, remove the backing. Place the card face down onto your tape. I find this works much easier, and then remove the rest of the backing. So you can see there's quite a bit of dimension. Look at the gap there between the little bits of bling that I've added. So now gently I'm using my fingers to flatten as much as possible around all the bits and pieces and around the edge. Okay, just very roughly, and then I'm going to trim. It's very different working with dimension, and the reason I'm using the 70 micron tape is that you can use your thin metal tape, your 30 micron, but it will tear, and today I feel like doing something different that's not going to tear. So let's trim that. Very sticky. And I'm also trying to film a little bit closer for you to try and give you a little bit more detail. So let me know if this works. Okay, so once again, smoothing down with my fingers as best as I can, and already you can see the detail. Okay, working on the edge and using circular motions with my paper pencil. Remember, another word for a paper pencil is a tortillon. Okay. And here we go. So it's quite a bit harder to smooth the 70 micron tape because it's thicker, and obviously working with the dimension, it's also a little bit different or difficult, but we do the best we can. Okay. Okay. Using our paper pencil. and you can work quite firmly. Okay, what I would like to do, and I actually just broke my card, it was very old though, I must admit, is I would like to grab another credit card, if I can find it. One sec. Sorry about that. And use my card to help me smooth around the edges. And a little bit here as well. Now, I'm sure you could use what's the right word? A bone tool or bone folder. A bone folder. You could use that to smooth around the edges, or you could just continue using your paper pencil. I'm cheating a little bit by using my card. Okay, I'm sure you can see the dimension. It's quite substantial, very raised. Okay, so now once again going back to my paper pencil, working around all the little bits, trying to smooth as much as possible around the dots of bling. I want my tape to stick well. And you can see they're starting to look like little round dots, not just a bump on the card. Okay, so we're going to rub a little bit more around each one. Okay, doing much better. And then my little fish. Not to forget to use the paper pencil on the little fish. Okay, so that looks fairly good. I think I've managed to smooth down as best I can around my bling, but work it until you're satisfied. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then using our ballpoint pen, we are going to add the detail onto our little fish. And that looks quite cute. There's one little fish. Okay, so just a close-up for you. Some detail drawn on the fish. And then on this one. And I do prefer to use the pen, as I've mentioned before, because it glides really smoothly over the tape. But you can definitely use your pewter tool. And remember, the more detail you put onto your little fish or design will give your ink a place to stick. So you can see hand drawn some detail here. That looks cute. And now I want to share with you my cool tools. So for the South African ladies, I do have a few of these left. I won't be stocking them again, but the ball and tool, or the ball and cup tools, are quite expensive and difficult to find. So I'm going to just show you what a ball and cup tool looks like. These are ball and cup tools. So on the one side you've got a ball, and on the other side you've got the cup. And they're very nice for making designs on your tape. And today this is going to be a cheat. So we have now used our bling as our ball. And we're going to use these Oarsum tubes as our cups. And I've got 6 different sizes in a set. So South African ladies or gents, I do have 1 or 2 sets left. Okay, so what we're going to do is use our biggest one first. And please remember one thing, that you're going to push down on your design. Do not twist it. If you twist it, you do stand the chance of tearing your tape. And I'm going to push down. And remember, I've used different sizes of bling. And there you go. Okay, and now we're going to go with the smaller one and see which one fits. So if you've used, you can see I've used the bigger one and now I'm going on smaller. It just depends on what fits over your bling. And obviously you can carry on until you're satisfied. And now you can see that they're definite little circles compared to prior when I had not done this. But I'm looking at this one. I want to do that one again to try and get a nice circle around the bling. So remember, just work it gently, because if you push too hard, you will cut right through the tape. Okay, so there you go. How gorgeous is that? So you've got your own ball and tool set, and it's very much cheaper than buying the pewter tools. Okay, and just smoothing the edges. I saw there was a corner here that I wanted to trim. Okay, and now, and there's another corner that's a bit skew. Just trim that. Yeah, much better. And now I'm going to once again use my pen and just draw a few circles randomly for some more interest. And here we go. Remember, the more you technique your background, the more interest you give to your projects. So don't be shy. And I see this one here, my little bling. I want to define it a little bit more. There you go. And now I have drawn some bubbles, because you know we're working with the under the sea theme, so we can have some bubbles. One or two more. There's another one there, and maybe one over there. And one over there. Great. So we're all finished with that. Using a scrap piece of card, I'm going to color it in with my Sharpie. So here we go. As I mentioned before, you can use your thin tape, your 30 micron tape. What I would suggest you try is to put 2 layers of tape together. So in other words, you peel the backing off the one and you place it on top of the other piece of 30 micron tape, and then you're making it a little bit thicker. So you can give that a try, because I have done that in the past. But obviously just work a little carefully if you are doing it that way, because the tape is more inclined to tear. It's not so thick. Okay, we'll give that a minute to dry. And then while it's drying, I'll just refresh you. This one's also got hand-drawn bubbles on it. Don't know why I'm not focusing so well. And then this one, the Oarsum, was a die cut, and the flower was also a die cut with a little bit of hand stitching around this edge. So yes. Okay, I'm sure this should be dry by now. And we are going to use a lappy, which is a little cloth, piece of recycled t-shirting. And I'm not using my sanding block today. I'm only going to use the cloth to wipe the excess ink off. And I notice a lot of the crafters doing metal tape craft seem to skip the inking part. I don't know if it's because they don't like their fingers getting purple like mine usually do, but honestly the inking, whether you're using acrylic paint or whether you're using the black Sharpie, I can't seem to get away of escaping using it because it really adds the detail you're looking for. I mean, look how everything pops once you've inked it, and it looks so blah or blah when you don't ink it. So the ink really gives depth and definition. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'd love to see how you create a card using your bling or a ball and cup tool. Have fun and show me what you make. Please join Taper Tag on Facebook.